Good morning, all. Miracle Rising. I hope you slept well. Oof, I did. So I started reading Candace's book, Make Him a Sandwich. And I did not realize I didn't realize the whole meaning behind Make Him a Sandwich and where it came from. And the back and forth with her and Cardi B a while ago in reference to the Grammys performance. I didn't see that Grammys performance, and I don't know which song she's talking about in reference to Cardi B. I can imagine. And so here's the thing with that. So I like some of Cardi B's music, and I like some of Megan Stallion's music, and Nicki Minaj, and some others. Like I like some pretty raunchy music, I ain't gonna lie. I like some booty music. I get down. I like to have a good time. I listen to it in my own personal time, in my ear, on my AirPods, in my car. It gets me hype, Sometimes it is hard to hear a little bit of it when it comes to, some of the explicit things they say, but I am in touch with my feminine side, and so I enjoy it. However, I feel like there is a difference with listening to that music and then knowing how to act in the streets. Like a lady in the sheets, a freak in the sheets, a lady in the streets type deal. You know what I'm saying? And so I agree with her on a lot of stuff that she says. I do believe that some of the music has gotten out of hand. However, we do live in a country of freedom of speech, and as she says things and calls things out in reference to truth and stuff like that, in different ways, people use their voice and their lyrics to platform that. And it's one of those things, agree to disagree on it. I do understand where she's coming from, and I stand with her when it comes to making him a sandwich. I'm an old school girl. I think a woman should cater to her man, and be in the kitchen making him a sandwich. I'm not big on the whole feminism thing at all, by any means. I believe we are here to serve each other and serve your marriage and serve your significant other, and so I know not everybody shares that, but I definitely stand with Candace on that, and I see where she's coming from, and I just didn't realize that there was a whole meaning behind making a sandwich, and I see it now. Homegirl be throwing out shots, and it's one of those things. I understand completely. It has gone a little too far with a lack of humility and humbleness in some of these songs, agreed, and how they present it in reference to the dancing, the nakedness, all that stuff. You keep things explicit in your home, in your bedroom. Some things just don't need to be said out loud, you know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things. So Epstein bill, Poppy T, hidden agendas. I think it's comical to see that the world is recognizing that when Poppy T makes choices in reference to signing a bill or saying XYZ, the world already understands that there is hidden agendas behind it. Oh, okay, now he says he's going to sign the bill. What kind of hidden motives do you have? Because I shared this video in reference to an Epstein survivor, and her saying that, we appreciate you offering to sign the bill, but if you have hidden agendas behind it, you might as well go ahead and hang it up type thing. And I'm like, wow, that's got to be pretty telling to Poppy T to recognize that you're now living in an era and a time frame where your legacy, people already understand that you most likely have hidden agendas behind the decisions that you make. Well done, brother. Well done. Crazy, right? The world is changing, baby. Keep screaming until they hear you. Yeah, that was a song that I listened to last night. Keep screaming until they hear you. Pretty much that's the world we live in now. You keep screaming until they hear you. You have a voice for a reason. You do. If you're mistreated, if you're scapegoated, targeted, all this stuff, keep screaming until they hear you, And when I say screaming, I mean advocate for yourself. Advocate for what's right. You don't balk back. You don't meet them where they're at. You rise above it. You rise above it, and you keep speaking your truth. Keep speaking your truth until they hear you. That's what I say. Guilty conscience doesn't walk in freedom. Sorry, Miss Jackson. That's a reader on here. And she had a really good spread that she did in reference to when you walk in freedom, you can't walk with a guilty conscience and walk in freedom. It's impossible. The two and two don't go together. And when you walk in true freedom and true truth, in your truth, it is a frequency level that intimidates a lot of people because they can't walk in that because they carry a guilty conscience because they know what they do. So a lot of the times when people carry a guilty conscience, they want to bring you down to their level because they're upset and they're angry with themselves based off the choices they have made because they carry the truth inside of them because they know what they do. And I know what they do. The world knows what they do in many, many ways at this point, with hidden agendas, hidden motives. It's so freaking obvious. Either you're on the side of the fence where you move and operate with hidden agendas, or you don't. It's kind of that line has been drawn. It's been drawn. There's no gray area dancing on the middle. It's one side or the other. And if you choose to operate with hidden agendas and carrying a guilty conscience, then by all means do that. But don't think people aren't going to see it. Change comes when you embrace regret while acknowledging there are no regrets, only lessons. That was something that came to me last night when I was laying down, getting ready for bed. I know there's a lot of people all entangled in all of this that carry many regrets. I get it. Who doesn't carry many regrets? I mean, I make multiple videos regarding all the regrets I carry in reference to my son. Regrets I carry in reference to the last decade of my life between my ex-husband and friendships that I carried and this and that and so on and so forth. Of course I carry regrets. Who doesn't? Right? But I accept my regrets. And I've learned from my regrets. And that's how you create change. That's how you create change. You know, you can't harbor and stay sitting in the same place and expect change when you're not willing to take the lessons that come with your regrets. And when you have regrets, generally speaking, accountability is somewhere in that. And you can't just keep sweeping things under the rug and then think you're going to create change in your life. How are you going to create change in your life if you're lacking accountability for the regrets that you carry? You know, it's hard. I get it. But the only way for you to evolve, for you to grow, for you to truly walk in freedom, because everybody deserves to walk in freedom, is for you to accept the things that you cannot change in your past and accept accountability and release it from your consciousness. Because your consciousness stays with you. Your decisions stay with you. Your choices stay with you. They do. You can't run from those. You can hide them. You can carry false facades. You can carry hidden agendas, ulterior motives. That goes without saying. But when you wake up every day and you look in the mirror, it's still the same person looking back. It is. You can't run from that. And so it's really important for all those that may be carrying regrets. Accept it. Own it. Take the lesson. Learn from it. And take accountability. You go to whoever or whatever and you take accountability to release it from your consciousness. It's the only way for change. Nobody wants to do that. I get it. But I'm just giving you little nuggets. I got one more video I'm going to make. Love you guys.